Clymer Sports Facility here in Clymer, New York. CSP Wolfpack playing the Brocton Bulldogs in some afternoon Class D baseball. A little better weather than we had the other day, Kyle.
Yeah, really nice sunny day today. A little bit chillier than it looks from the inside, but it's better than what we experienced the other night. We apologize for getting off the air very quickly on Monday night, but we were able to save all the equipment, which was important. And
we're down one canopy is all, maybe.
Yeah, I think one canopy. So we appreciate Dale Willink with supplying us with the canopy, and we apologize for it maybe being ruined.
Well, he was going to look to see about getting a couple legs for it, so we'll just have to kind of monitor that. But no need for the canopy today. Not a cloud in the sky, about 55 degrees, a little breeze coming in from the outfield. But pretty good day to play baseball, all things considered, in western New York here. I do have my winter coat on, though. But
yeah, CSP taking on the Brocton Bulldogs today. Brocton historically has been a very strong program. I think they're a little bit on the younger side this year, and so we'll see how today goes. CSP, based on the preliminary warm-up lineup here, is going to go with Gabe Roth on the hill. Gabe pitched a couple innings Monday night against Maple Grove, and based on the schedule for the week, with no game since Monday, and what as far as you and I know, Brian, no game tomorrow. That Gabe gets the call today.
Yeah, Gabe threw it huge along with Tucker Fenton the other night. Did the best they could for almost 2 innings before it got called. So a couple of fresh arms out here, I'm assuming. I don't think Brocton played this week either. They come in at 2-2. Brocton actually played Maple Grove to start their season off and lost 8-0. Then they beat Westfield and beat Casadega Valley and lost to Pine Valley 13-7. So kind of a little bit of everything. This is a Class D league game within the division, so this is one that counts, and we want to make sure we get started on the right foot as the Wolfpack team takes the home half of the first inning here, take the field, and that's going to bring our first Brocton batter up, Aiden Grotto. Going to be ball a little low.
Same lineup defensively for CSP that we've seen most of the year. With the exception, it looks like Tate Catniece is getting the start in right field, freshman Tate Catniece, and but otherwise pretty much the regular lineup for CSP with Bryce Hinsdale at first, Trent Bergenowski at second, Austin White at short, and Curtis Olson manning third base today.
Called strike.
Just to finish that out, Brian, Micah Willink behind the plate. What looks to be Blake Kopta in center field, Tate in right, and maybe Dylan Michael in left field. I'm not.
They got Michael on the card, so I'm assuming that's Dylan, and it kind of looks like him over there, tall and lanky. So that's going to bring the count 2-2 to the first Brocton batter, Aiden Gatto. That's going to be called strike on the inside corner. Got him looking, so that's a good way to get started for the Wolfpack. Gabe Roth with his first strikeout of the afternoon here. Yeah, it's been kind of a weird week. We got that part of the game in on Monday, and then we had snow on Wednesday, and the fields were a sloppy mess yesterday. As we got a foul ball down the first baseline right in front of us here.
Souvenir?
Yeah, put it in your pocket.
Yeah, we had some nicer weather yesterday, Brian. I just think that I, based on the newspaper articles in the paper today, looked like some games got played. Unfortunately, with our fields, they need a little bit more time to dry.
Ball on the inside, and today's a good drying day. 55 degrees, beautiful bright blue sunshine, and some wind, so there should be getting dried out now. And the forecast for next week actually looks fairly favorable, so maybe we can start to get some sort of a semblance of a season in here. Another foul ball down the first base side, right in front of the radio crew here.
Two strikes on the batter. Both foul balls, Brian, have been to this side of the field. I would expect Again, that's him being a little bit late, and so I would expect if he is going to get bad on the ball, that it's going to be to this right side of the field.
That one's a little low and inside. 2-2 to the batter, Nate Laredo, second batter of the inning for Brocton. That's going to be ball 3 high. You mentioned Brocton lineup a little bit. They do appear pretty young. They got a couple seniors on the team, but some 8th graders, 9th graders, and 10th graders pretty much are taking up the majority of the spots here. So, and there's a swing and strike 3. I'm not sure if you got a piece of that or not, but anyway, Micah grabs it behind the plate, and that's going to be quickly 2 down here in top of the first inning. 0-0.
And what is from a coaching staff standpoint, what you're looking for today is Gabe to be efficient, to kind of find a routine and a rhythm, and be as efficient with these batters as possible.
It called strike 1 on, I'm assuming, a little brotherly love here. Nate and Ryan Laredo batting second and third, so this is Ryan.
Yeah, one's
outside.
Ryan is a senior, and
Nate's a freshman. So this is the senior. Ryan Laredo in the third spot. Ball 2 high. That was our problem the other night. The rain was one thing, but the cleats got all muddied up for these pitchers, and they kept sliding with their plant foot, and everybody kept throwing them high.
Yeah, and then you combine bad footing, Brian, with a wet ball.
And a couple power pitchers.
Yeah,
yep.
And at that point in time, jerseys were wet, so it's not even – you can't even dry your hands off on your pants. It would just – makes it difficult. They called it at the right time. It was really
foul ball straight back into the fence.
Unsafe to play.
Yeah. I talked to Gabe actually last night, and he said the umpire was wanting to keep going. He said Tucker Fenton's the one that actually told him it was unsafe. So yeah. Tucker's the one that put the kibosh to it. And it was. He was sliding all over the place out there. There's another one straight back, or straight out, right down the right field line. So you're right. That's like 4 or 5 foul balls all down the first base line here. That's going to bring the count to full to our third batter of the day here.
Well, Gabe's such a hard thrower that one of the harder throwers in the league. So it will take a bat or two for these Brocton hitters to kind of find the speed, and unfortunately. Ball 4 there, so it gets Laredo on base.
That's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Caden Emke. Emke, a junior, playing center field today for Brocton. Oh, throw over to first, and they almost got him looking. That was a pretty good play. Good move over there. Bryce had the tag, just a fraction of a second too late. Laredo on first with a healthy lead. There's a hit right back straight to Gabe at first base, and he's going to softly toss it over to Bryce for the third out. So that's going to be a first inning there. Sees 4 batters, 2 strikeouts, 1 put out, 1 left on base.
Yeah, nice inning and nice job there by Gabe at the on the third out there to be playing his position. It's one thing to be a pitcher and to throw the ball in there. It's the next thing. It's another thing to actually once that ball leaves your hand. 2 sides to the position. Yeah. Once that ball leaves your hand, you're a defender, and a lot of times as a pitcher, it's tough. You're falling away. You can. But Gabe did a nice job of defending his position there.
So funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and on- and off-road diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support. Funding for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by First Place Auto Glass of Jamestown. Owner Glass Tech, Robert Leonard from Panama, installs automotive glass and works with all major insurance companies. We thank First Place Auto Glass, 716-450-0847, or on Facebook.
A little bit of an early start today, Brian, for most people. If you looked at your calendar, it might have said 5 o'clock start time today, but for whatever reason they moved it up to 4:45, and so we may have some folks joining us a little bit later than normal today, but bottom of the first, no score here.
Usually it's a transportation issue that causes these games to be backed up just a little bit till 5, so obviously Brocton was able to get it figured out and get their team down here and ready to play. I think we started right about 4:45 like we were supposed
right
to.
On time.
The girls softball team's over there. They're in the 4th inning. Are they playing that Panama game?
They must be. So that would have been the game from
Monday.
From Monday.
Yeah.
I know when the game did get rained out, it was 5-0, and I see it's 5-0 over there now.
Okay, so that makes sense. So as we kind of get going here, we were kind of texting back and forth a little bit today. We've lost quite a few games for various reasons, most of them weather-related or field-related. So league play's got to be done by the 20th of May. That leaves us about 18 playing days if you take out the Sundays after this weekend. So we got 10 games coming up in 18 days pretty much. So we're going to start clicking them off here pretty quick as long as Mother Nature lets us.
Yeah, and that that's always the concern around here in this area of the country and in the southern tier, and puts a lot of pressure on your pitching staff for sure.
Puts a lot of pressure on everybody. Athletic directors, field personnel, transportation. There's a ball that Austin White fouls to the back screen. Pretty good swing. Left-handed hitting Austin White, of course. Traditional lineup for the Wolfpack team with Austin White, Bryce Hinsdale, Gabe Roth, Michael Willink, Trent Bergenowski, Curtis Olson, Dylan Michael, Blake Kopta, and then there's a deep fly ball to left center field. Left fielder's under it, and he's going to put the batter away. Austin White's going to be retired on a fly out to left field. That's going to be the first out of the inning.
Good contact there.
Real good.
For Austin, just popped it up, and
kind of fighting that headwind. The wind's right out of the north here, and that's right where he hit it into.
Yeah, and the pitcher is not overpowering, but you can tell early on. Number one, he's got a good motion, and number two, you're going to see strikes for sure.
Called strike. Bryce Hinsdale, batter number 2 for the Wolfpack for this bottom of the first inning. Well, Brocton, like we've said for a few other teams, have traditionally had some pretty good ball clubs. They made a deep run, I guess it's been 2019, clear to the state finals.
They had
Bubba Brown and Jordy, they had some really pretty talented players on that team, and I guess at that point the CS team, Clymer Sherman, was the one that gave them their closest tussle at Jamestown at the ballpark up there, and lost on a 1-0 game, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. I believe Lucas was pitcher in that game. Right?
Yeah. So that's going to be 2 Bryce, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2-2. Evens the count up at 2-2. Ball on the inside that Bryce has to get out of the way of. That's going to be full count.
And if you're Gatto here, you don't want to lose Bryce. You had him 0-2. Now it's full count. You want to make him a hitter.
Called strike. Oh, nope. Call it outside with a strike motion and a little voice. I couldn't hear what he said.
Yeah.
So that's our first base in the afternoon here. Bryce Hinsdale jogs his way down to first base, and that brings up Gabe Roth. Bryce on first, 1 out, bottom of the first inning. 0-0. Here's your score. Pitcher steps off the mound. Bryce promptly back. Bryce goes on motion. Going to have a throw, but it's going to be a little wide. Now Bryce is going to make his way over to third base, and it's not going to even draw a throw, so he's going to have a stand-up walk over to third. So now we got runner in scoring position, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't by CSP being very aggressive there on the bases, puts pressure on both the pitcher and the catcher. And catcher, I don't know if it slipped out of his hand or what, but made its way more to right center than it did second base.
That's a called strike on Gabe. Just was looking at the lineup card here. Raynathan Santiago's the catcher today. He's an 8th grader. So that's a pretty big responsibility for an 8th grader.
Yeah, and which tells me, Brian, that we may see more of that.
Yep.
as far as CSP being aggressive on the bases.
We've been pretty aggressive throughout the course of the year too, so that's not anything unusual. And there's a swing. Gabe was way out in front of it, fouled it off. Might have caught a little piece of the yump maybe, but he's going to be kind of behind the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. After facing Tucker on Monday.
Significantly different pace, yeah, Brian.
And that one's going to go off of Gabe's shoulder, hit by pitch. I can't hear you.
So Gabe gets himself down to first base on a hit by pitch. I would imagine Gabe is going to be running here.
Yeah, it's going to be first and third, one down here, and that's going to bring Micah Willink up to the plate. That's going to be a called strike. Gabe surprisingly not going on that pitch. I thought he'd be going on the first pitch. Step off.
There goes Gabe.
There's a fake throw. Gabe's going to walk into second base, so now we got 2 runners in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike to Micah. Big spot here.
Yeah, base hit here out of the infield probably scores 2, Brian. We'll see what happens.
That's going to be ball to the fence, and they're going to bring him. It's going to be a close play. Got him in there, and Bryce with a tough play, sliding across the bases. The pitcher was applying the tag. Good heads-up play by Bryce. He went as soon as that ball scooted past the catcher.
Yeah, it's not, as different than a lot of other places we've been, Brian. The backstop here in Clymer is not that far.
It's close.
It's pretty close, and so you've got to, once you're committed to going, you got to go. And Bryce did that and able to get the first run on the board.
There's a foul ball over toward the softball field. That's going to even the count up at 2-2. I think I heard that ball hit that little 6-inch or 8-inch piece of wood across the bottom of the backstop and kind of bounced back toward the catcher. So you got that to contend with too here.
Yep, that's right, Brian.
2-2 to Micah. Gabe Roth on third. A little foul ball down the first baseline. Micah's going to get a chance to re-rack, but CSP up on the Bulldogs 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 down here. Gabe Roth on third. Micah Willink at the bat. 2-2 to Micah.
And you can really see it. You saw it in Gabe. You can really see it in Micah, way out in front of the pitch. And again, that's just a foul
straight back over the fence. So that's
a result of the Fenton Fenton on Monday. Those how fast those pitches were going.
Still 2-2 to Micah. He just battles it off from there. A little partial swing, fouled off over the Brocton dugout out into the softball field, and that's a little dilemma you got here in Clymer. The softball and the baseball field are right next to each other, so they're battling foul balls the whole game.
Yeah, unfortunately, the designer of this layout
I don't think they ever played baseball.
Didn't think about that or did not play baseball because it is a bit of a odd setup.
Although I've heard rumor in the very near future, softball field's going over behind the bus garage, and they're going to do a little something different here. There's a foul off of Micah's inside foot that goes into fair territory, but it went off his ankle, so that's going to be a foul ball. Micah walks it off around the home plate area.
When they're doing that softball field, Brian, they should probably put turf in. So
Tell you what, I'm a big proponent of turf. I know where they could call and get an idea on what we should do here. I got the number. Yes. If anybody ever gets the chance, and you're probably getting sick of me talking about it, but for a high school facility, it gets no better than that.
You could probably rank the Salamanca facility right up there with it, Brian. I have not been to Salamanca, but I've heard good things about it.
I've heard that too, and the Fredonia State guys were there the day we were there, and they were saying as good as Gowanda was, Randolph just was a jaw dropper. So it has to be spectacular. So we got first and third, one down here. Micah Willink at first, Gabe Roth at third. Micah takes off for second. Again, the fake throw, but he's going to go in standing up, so that's going to bring Micah over to second base. And we got two runners in scoring position for Trent Bergenowski up at the plate. Trent's ahead of the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Again, 1-0 CSP over Brocton. Bottom half of the first inning. 1 down. Ball inside to Trent.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody, Brian, earlier this week, and they were asking me about CSP baseball. And I commented to them, it's not only is it a good group of kids and players, but, there's really
trouble. Right fielder right in the sunshine, and that's going to be out of play anyway. But the right fielder and the first baseman are struggling. That sun is about right at pop-out level, and it is difficult. If you look up, that's all you're seeing is the big yellow dot in the sky, which is great. We're not complaining about it.
That's right.
But it does make it a challenge for the guys on the right half of the field here.
I was saying, Brian, that from top to bottom, there's really not a significant weakness in the lineup. Everybody can hit, and which makes it a difficult team to play against.
So that brings the count as a ball 3-1 to Trent Bergenowski. 1 down here. Second and third. First base is open. Trent's looking to move those guys around with a hit of some sort. And there is a hit right at the center field. But it was hit so hard that Gabe was partway down the line and he could not tag up, although the center fielder had a nice chuck into the pitcher. I'm not sure he would have scored even had he tagged. That was a nice throw. So
yeah, it was. And it was a well-hit ball.
Sure was. Trent got a lot of bat on that. That was just a direct hit. Anything left or right 10 feet, that falls for a hit. But he hit it right at the center fielder. Our only shot was if the sun got in the way, but it was such a line drive it didn't get high enough. So that's going to be 2 down here. Runners are second and third, and that's going to bring Curtis Olson up.
Big at bat here, Brian. First inning here, we have a chance to really get a little bit of a cushion. And
foul ball by Curtis.
Would like to get those runners on second, third home.
Yeah, you hate to waste opportunities. You've got the top half of the order here. We got guys on base, and like you said, jump on them early. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2 for Curtis. Again, not that these guys saw Tucker Fenton on Monday for a long time, but they did see enough of it that it's coming in at a little different speed tonight. That's going to be ball high to Curtis. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down here. Brocton infielders not holding anybody on. Everybody's playing in their standard positions here. Everybody's playing straight away. Ball outside. That's a pretty good pitch.
That looked pretty good from here, Brian.
I thought he was going to ring him up, to be honest with you. But Curtis, good eye on that one. Full count to Curtis Olson. First base open. And Curtis gets bat on the ball. It's over to third base. He makes a nice fielding play over there and makes a nice throw to first, and that's going to retire the side here.
Good play by the third baseman.
Yes.
That was kind of, he had to move to his left and made a nice play, took his time, made a really nice throw, and squandered opportunity there for CSP.
Yeah, they do push 1 across, but they leave 2 on. That's going to bring our score CSP 1, Brocton Bulldogs 0. After one here in Clymer, sun splashed Clymer. We don't say that a lot. Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play is provided in part by Damon Energy. Since 2019, Damon Energy has been serving southwestern New York and northwestern Pennsylvania with energy solutions for your residential and business needs. The Power Perks Rewards Program, as well as the Free Energy Program, are available for both electricity and natural gas. More info at damonenergy.com or phone Craig at 716-490-7694. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Damon Energy. Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and PA since 1957.
And it's because of those sponsors, Brian, we're able to have some new equipment today. I don't know if for those watching on Facebook, if it may be a little bit clearer or a little bit better picture today, but we've upgraded from an iPhone or from a phone to a iPad, and I know from our standpoint, it's a lot easier to.
My little fingers on that phone didn't always work so good, so I got a better shot now here. I had a birthday last week. I'm getting up there now. I got to have the big screens
that's right.
Get the reading glasses out and all that fun stuff.
That's right.
So any little aid is perfect.
Looks like CSP is going to make after one inning a quick change. Gabe's going to go to center field. Blake Copta is going to go to third, and Curtis Olson's going to take the hill for CSP.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know. I'm not aware of a game tomorrow. Maybe they are. I had not heard of it. I don't know why you'd pull them after one, but I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of, Ryan, is because we've been off all week. We may see a number of pitchers today,
yeah.
just to get them some innings.
Yep.
And because we're going to be back to back.
Yeah,
starting next
we got
week.
4 games in 5 days next week. So as long as Mother Nature cooperates. So number 5 hitter for Brocton up, Christian Garcia. Christian is playing the first base for Brocton today, and he's going to have one high and tight from Curtis. They're brushing back a little bit. Ball 1. And there's a foul. Kind of caught up in Micah's garb there a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Defense playing straight away for CSP. Austin White playing.
There's one kind of hit into no man's land over here. Trent Bergenowski hurriedly over, and underhand scoops it over to Bryce. Made a little bit of a tougher play. Looked pretty routine for Trent there on a charging player, and the ball kind of hit kind of softly. So good gobble there by Trent, and that retires the first batter.
Yeah, that ball was not moving. Was not hit very hard. It just was put in a kind of an odd spot, and nice play by Trent charging it and getting it over to first.
I'm not telling these guys how to play their defense, but if I were them, the shortstop and the second baseman would be in about 4 steps each.
Don't even get me started.
I kind of ripped into Micah a little bit the other night after watching 5 hits go to the shortstop because we're playing so deep. And the ball was just barely making it out of the infield. Like, move in.
Yeah, I have that conversation consistently with my oldest son, and he tries to explain why they're back there that far, which I know why they're back there that far because you're
Tell me, because I can't figure it out.
Well, because in theory you're able to cover more ground. My issue, Brian, with it is that works in Major League Baseball where the shortstop.
There's one between the first baseman and second. Trent Bergenowski once again playing for his second base position. Rallies behind the first baseman, actually. And Bryce smartly went over to first base in case Trent had a misplay there. So good communication between those two, but that's going to be the second out of the inning. On a weakly hit ball to the right side, so that's 2 in a row here.
So when the Major League Baseball, Brian, when they play that deep, it works because those are all former high school and maybe high school pitchers for sure, and they all have rocket arms.
Oh, yeah.
And they can make that throw. In high school, you get a ball deep in shortstop. That is a long throw for a high school kid, and more than likely doesn't have a lot of juice on it. And it's
that's my beef is the ball. It's not Austin's arm at all. It's not a reflection. It's just the ball takes forever to get there.
That's right. That's right.
I don't care. You could have Ricky Henderson playing short over there with a rocket arm, and he's still not going to make the throw because the ball takes too long to get to him.
Yeah.
I don't know where Ricky Henderson came from over there, but pick a shortstop.
Jeter. Ricky was fast.
Ricky was fast. I saw him the other day, actually, on TV. They're still talking about him. That's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. This is actually Jeremy Widener. We got given the lineup, and then they decided to the last minute to switch their DH. So this is DH Jeremy Widener. Or excuse me, DH Michael Garcia. Jeremy Widener's playing the field. 3-2, full count, 2 down, top of the second, 1-0 CSP over Brocton. And that's going to be low, ball 4. And he's going to take his base on balls.
Brocton with their second base runner of the night. We'll see how aggressive Brocton wants to be here. Does not look like he's getting a pretty sizable lead here at first base.
Let's go ball outside, ball 1.
Our folks watching us on Facebook are getting a great view, Brian, of the play here at first base if there is one.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch by Curtis there. Plowed it right by him. I had number 7 as the 9 hitter. No, excuse me. Never mind. That's a position. My bad.
Yeah.
Ball high. Ball 2.
No different than Gabe. What I'm sure the coaching staff is looking for from Curtis is to try to be as efficient as he can be and throw strikes and make Brocton hitters. You don't want to give them what may be an inferior team. You don't want to give them any opportunity to get a rally because of things that we're doing.
And another weak 1 hit over to Trent Bergenowski at his second base position. Easy catch and throw for Trent to Bryce. That was a pretty popular play that inning. We go 4-3 3 times around there. So that's going to retire Brockton's side as the no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And that's going to bring us to the home half of the second inning.
We want to welcome all those that are watching on Facebook today, as we've done in the past. If you want to make a comment in the comment section where you're watching us from today, we would appreciate that, and we'll do a little shout out to wherever you're watching. I'm sure we've got some of Micah's clan watching today, I'm sure.
Yeah, Micah's clan. We've seen some others in there too. So heard some good feedback from some people, even people that are at the game here. Kind of take a chance to listen to us through the course of the thing. And then, of course, those that are getting out of work and they're trying to hurry to get here, they can tune it on to 98.9 and listen to us that way. So between Facebook and the 98.9 radio station, there's pretty good coverage worldwide, so to speak.
As far as I know, Brian, we haven't gotten anything from the FCC, so we must be behaving ourselves.
Yep, so far so good. We also have not gotten a phone call from, the Peabody Award or anybody for, being fantastic announcers. So we're still waiting for that call, too. Support for Wolfpack Baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane sports stream is provided by Sherman Livestock at 4150 Sherman Mayville Road. Cattle auctions are held every Tuesday and Thursday. Horse and tack are every third Saturday of the month. More info at 716-499-1362 and on Facebook. Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided in part by White Land Surveying and Clymer, providing land surveys for clients in Chautauqua, Cattaraugus counties in New York, and Erie, Warren, and Crawford counties in PA. phone Matt at 716-499-8410 or online at mwhitepls.com.
We want to wish our CSP track team good luck today, Brian. They're at a Faulkner Invitational, and we've got we've got some folks watching from there. Have multiple kids in different spots, and so this is
that's good.
So this is another benefit of broadcasting the game. For those parents who have kids at different spots, it works out.
Speaking of nice athletic facilities, Faulkner has a nice setup over there as well.
Yes, I do.
All right, first pitch to Dylan Michael, first batter of the inning here for the Wolfpack, and that's going to be swing and a miss, strike one, and then right away he's going to be ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Dylan. And there's a hit down the third base line. Going to be a long throw here. Third baseman gobbles it up. He's making it look pretty easy over there, Kyle. That's a couple he's retired over there today.
Yeah, he's a really smooth player. That third baseman today is one of the
Grant Gustafson.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I thought it was one of the Larudo boys, but I could be wrong.
5. Grant Gustafson is what I'm showing as third base. That's number 5, right?
Yep.
Okay.
My apologies. Yep.
Nope. I know. I get numbers and position numbers screwed up too, so that's not hard to do. 0 balls and 1 strike. Strike 2 quickly to Blake Kopta. Quite a few people here today, Kyle.
Yeah, it's a pretty good. I was looking at that earlier, and
there's a
big
monster pop-up. Thing's way high, and it's going to hit off from the roof, or they're close to it, of the visiting dugout. Harmlessly out of play over there. That's still going to be 0 balls and 2 strikes to Blake. Straighten that out just a little bit, get himself a hit.
Yeah, but I agree, Brian. There's a pretty good crowd here today, and I think, it's a Friday night. The sun's out. Folks have wanted to kind of have the itching to get out of the house, I think.
Yeah. So Blake looks one over. Brocton thought it was a strike. Home plate umpire thought it was a ball, and he wins. So that's going to be ball 1, and then quickly again ball 2. Even count here to Blake. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. CSP up 1-0. And that's going to be ball 3. 3 in a row here. Blake's working the count here pretty good. There's a swing and a miss. Good at bat, though, for Blake.
Yep. He didn't get cheated on that one.
He did not. He got the bat on the ball quite a few different times, worked that count up to full, and then got a couple more pitches on top of it. So it was a good at bat. He's probably not going to agree with me on that, but I think it was. So that's going to be quickly 2 down here for the Wolfpack. Bottom half of the second inning is going to bring up Tate Catney's. And Tate's got a hit toward the shortstop, who has it hop over his glove, and Tate's going to be on first base. I don't know. That's kind of an oddball hop. I hate to call that an error. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. It did have a kind of an odd hop to it, and that's the importance of getting bat on the ball.
Yep.
And what we found out is you definitely don't want to hit it to the third baseman.
No. He's pretty solid over there.
He's like a suction cup over there.
Yep.
And now we've got Tate on first base with plenty of speed.
Yeah.
I would expect him to be taken off.
We can get Austin White, the leadoff batter, to pull one down the first base line here. We could be in business. Tate could almost turn that thing if he doesn't get picked off, which he didn't, safely back. They saw how far he had of a lead, and they threw it over here to him. He's back in plenty of time, but now he saw his move. Yeah, and I bet you that Facebook feed's probably pretty good. We're right here behind first base. There goes Tate to second. And he's going to be safe. They dropped the ball, and Tate's going to have a self-stolen base.
Good wheels there by Tate. Actually, a pretty good throw by the catcher there. Fortunately for CSP, the shortstop was not able to hang on to it, but really good throw by the 8th grader.
Sure was. And there's going to be a ball. That looked kind of good from here, but they're a lot closer than we are. So that's going to bring the ball 2 balls, no strikes. Austin White at the plate. Take Catney's a second, 2 down here. CSP up 1-0, bottom of the second. And there's a ball hit kind of weakly down the first baseline, and the first baseman's going to gobble that one up and step promptly on the base, and that'll do it. So that's going to bring the end of the inning. CSP still remains up 1-0 after 2. We did leave 1 on base that inning, and no runs, no hits, no errors. That's what I'm going to call that. Excuse me, 1 hit. We're going to give Tate a hit on that, just for the heck of it, because we're the home scoring crowd, right?
Yeah, that's right. And we're just off a little bit today, Brian. The bats are we don't have the bats working quite yet, and but lots of game remaining.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant and Becky's Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. Arlene's offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Becky's Bakery features Amish-style baked goods. 716-234-4002 or Arlene's Dutch Kitchen on Facebook. Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane sports stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemfg.com. So
we've got some folks watching, Brian. We've got some folks that are in the car traveling down to Myrtle Beach today that are taking the game in. We've got your bride is working on patients while also listening to the game at the
UPMC. Yeah, geez.
I think she calls it the Palace.
Yes.
So that's what we call it, and.
Thank you again to all the healthcare workers. Don't forget to keep in mind what you're doing there, not listen to the ball game. Make sure the patient treatment comes in first.
Yeah.
So once again, beautiful sun-splashed afternoon here. It's a little chilly, but for the end of April, we'll certainly take it. It's not raining or snowing, so we'll take what we can get. It looks like another change in pitcher. Looks like Austin White has made his way out to the mound. So Curtis Olson has retreated back to third base. And Gabe has made his way to short. And now Blake is in center. So a little bit of trial by fire here. So 3 innings, 3 pitchers.
It does look like maybe that's what Coach Moreno's going to do today. And I will tell you, Brian, of all the players that are going to take the mound today, I think this is the most important for Austin. Austin's a really good pitcher, struggled in his first outing, and this is a good way for him to hopefully use today to kind of get back, find the groove, and throw some strikes.
So he's going to get the number 9 batter, Austin McIntyre from Brocton. Is going to be his first batter that he's going to face, and he's going to have ball 1 to the left fielder, McIntyre. And a called strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch there. Yeah, you're right. Austin was just off a little bit the other day. He's normally, he can be deadly out there, to be honest with you. He's usually pretty spot on, but something was amiss. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And really, it's such a confident, particularly for high school kids, Brian. It's just all about confidence, and so if Austin can get off to a good start here and gain some of that confidence, I think he'll fall. He'll get into his groove.
Yep. So that one's a little high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top half of the 3rd inning here. CSP up 1-0. And that one's a little low as well, so that's going to give him a full count. Just throw strikes. Like we said, we got pretty good defense back here. Real good defense, actually. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That was a good way for Austin to kind of enter the world here. That was perfect, swing and a miss.
Good start for Austin. Gives him some confidence, and now he faces the top of the order.
Yep.
And see what kind of work he can do here.
So this is going to be Aiden Gatto, once again the pitcher for today. And he's going to take a ball on the inside corner. Ball 1.
Aiden struck out his first time up when he was up against Gabe. Again, as I mentioned, top of the order.
And there's a swing and a miss. Good pitch by Austin there. Got a little heat on it today. He's looking like he's throwing rather than trying to place it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Top of the 3rd inning. And a foul ball straight back.
And again, Brian, you could even tell there that ball had it been fouled forward, it would have been to the right side of the field. So again, second base, first base, right field need to be on their toes.
That one's going to be a little high and inside.
Austin's trying to mix that curveball in. Has been off on that. He may be better off just settling in on the
spot that fastball, because he just got himself another strikeout there on the outside corner with that heater.
Yeah, just throw the fastball, work the fastball, gain some confidence, and this is not necessarily a team that you need to be throwing a lot of curveballs against.
Nope.
And
so this is going to bring the freshman Nate Laredo up, playing right field today for Brocton. 2 down here, top of the 3rd. Called strike 1 at the knees. Good pitch, Austin.
Laredo struck out his first time up as well.
That was a fastball. I just got a little away from him, I think. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Top of the 3rd here, CSP up 1-0.
Kudos to the guys in the dugout for getting the scoreboard up and running. That helps us. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. There's one down the right-hand side again.
Yeah, and that at bat, Brian. This Laredo is simply trying to make contact.
Fight it off.
Yeah, he's simply trying to make contact, way behind it, and so the likes of Trent and Bryce really need to be on their toes here.
Again, fouled it off. Ooh, watch it. Ooh. 3 kids playing in the back of the yard over there, and I don't think they had a clue the ball was even within 100 feet of them. Just about hit one of them. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nate Laredo. Austin White on the mound for the Wolfpack, 3rd pitcher in the 3rd inning here. That curveball did drop in there. Got him looking, buckled him. That was a pretty efficient inning there. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts for Austin White. There's a little better what we've been used to seeing from Austin. Yeah,
much needed for Austin. Like we said, after his last outing where he struggled a little bit, that's a nice 1-2-3 inning, and
9-1 and 2 batters as well. It wasn't like he was just
right.
messing around with the bottom part of the order. That was right through part of the meat. So that was good. Excellent job.
And if this team wants, if they want to accomplish the goals that they want to accomplish, Austin is going to be, from a pitching standpoint, is going to be a key piece to that. As we've talked before, as these games start to bunch up because of weather, we know we've got solid at the top of the rotation in Gabe and Curtis. Austin adds another element to that. So does Bryce. I think eventually we'll see Tate Catney. So in fact, we may see all of those today.
Yeah, we might see a bunch of pitchers. So far, we're 3 pitchers in 3 innings. So Austin might have just worked himself a perfect game in his mind. Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions. This broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is brought to you in part by Custom Shipping Products, located at 8661 Knowlton Road in Clymer. Custom Shipping Products is a provider of custom, new, and reconditioned pallets, crates, and boxes for shipping, warehousing, and packaging applications. Phone 716-355-4437.
In this bottom of the third, it's going to be 2, 3, 4 hitters for CSP. Bryce Hinsdale, Gabe Roth, and Michael Willink up to bat. Really, to be honest with you, Brian, it feels like we've dominated this game, but 1-0 on the scoreboard for CSP. We left some base runners on the bases in the first inning. Really didn't have much in the second.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if we can get some hits, get some base runners here, and show the aggressiveness that we've been showing all year.
Well, it would be nice to put a little pressure on the defense, so to speak, and a 1-0 lead. I don't have to tell anybody is a pretty razor-thin lead, especially in high school baseball. So here we go. Bottom half of the third inning. Bryce Hinsdale makes his way to the plate. And ball outside on the curveball from the pitcher, Aiden Gatto. And there's a swing and a foul ball from Bryce. I don't know if that got a little piece of him or not. He was ahead of that one as well.
Bryce coming off a 5-for-5 game up at Gowanda against Pine Valley. Looking to continue his hitting hot streak here.
Exactly right. They weren't any lollipoppers. Those were line drives up there. Called strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bryce, who walked in his first at bat tonight. And there is a hit to left field, and that's going to fall. Foul ball, just foul down the left field line. That's where you want to put it, though.
Yep. Yeah, that was an outside pitch that Bryce took to left field, which is, as a left-handed batter, that's what you want to do. If it's outside, don't
just
try
go with it.
Don't try pulling it. Just put it out there, and he almost pulled that off. Now he's got to protect.
And he does. He hits a hard toward the second baseman and makes his way to the outfield. Nice hit from the outstretched arms of the second baseman. Bryce is going to have his first hit of the night, and he's safely aboard with a single. Nice job of hitting up there.
Yeah, it was good. Good job by Bryce. Put it right between second base and the second baseman.
Yep.
And found a hole.
So that brings Gabe Roth up to the plate. Bryce at first. Gabe takes a look at strike 1 called.
And again, with an 8th grader behind the plate for Brocton, you'd imagine, just as he did in the first inning when he got on, Bryce is going to probably be stealing here, which gets him into scoring position with Gabe.
There he goes. And there's a hit and run. And the ball ended up in right field. I lost it for a second in the sunshine. So that ball was hit to the right-hand half of the field. It must have just missed Bryce. And Bryce makes his way to third. Gabe's into first with a single, and we got some action going here in the bottom half of the third inning.
Yeah, nice hit and run there, and Gabe's important. Gabe. We talked a lot about Gabe on the mound. He has struggled a little bit at the plate,
yep.
and so that's important.
And there goes Gabe over to second on the pitch to Micah. That's called a ball, so that's going to put 2 runners in scoring position again. Micah Willink up at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. And he pops it up. I don't know if he's going to have enough room down the third base line. That's going to fall out of play. So that's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike to Micah. Same position he had the first inning with 2 guys on. So see if we can get somebody across the plate here. He walked in his first plate appearance.
No outs here, Brian. This is big spot for CSP. Big spot for the young Brocton pitcher.
Yeah.
He wants to try to minimize the damage here.
That one's pulled down the first base side. And it's going to take the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes to Micah.
Brocton pretty much playing straight away. They are holding Bryce on at third, and they are holding Gabe on at second.
That ball's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now I have to think, Brian, anything to the right-hand side of the field here.
Got Micah looking on a called third strike that looked a little low from here, but nonetheless, that's going to be the first strikeout of the inning and the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Trent Bergenowski. Same situation, 1 down now. 2 runners in scoring position, second and third. Trent Bergenowski at bat. Called strike.
Anything hit softly or to the right-hand side of the field here, you got to think Bryce is, particularly on the ground, Bryce is going to be going. Anything to the left-hand side of the field on the ground, Bryce probably stays until at least it gets out of the infield.
Bryce once again the lead runner on third. Gabe Roth at second. And Trent Bergenowski, 1 hit up the middle, kind of a slow roller. Going to have to hurry and make that play. Trent hustles down the line, beats the throw. It's an infield single plus an RBI, so that makes the score 2-0 on a good hustle play by Trent. Didn't get a lot of the bat on that one, but he got enough. In fact, we probably didn't want any more because that was causing a little bit of a problem for the shortstop to make that play.
Yeah, good hustle by Gabe by Trent, and that moves Gabe over to third. Trent at first. Second base is open. I have to believe again that Trent's going to be running here on the first pitch with 1 out.
The first baseman comes in behind Trent, see if they're going to make a play, and there goes Trent. And they are going to throw it to second this time. A few other times they tried that, and they didn't actually make the throw. That time they did. Gabe's stayed on third, but that's going to give Trent a stolen base once again. 2 runners in scoring position. 2-0 CSP Wolfpack over the Brocton Bulldogs. And there's a hard hit to center field. That should score 2 easily. Curtis Olson with a big hit at a big spot right there.
Yeah, doing something here in the third that we were not able to do in the first inning, which is get timely hits. Curtis with a nice at bat there, drove it hard to right center, and that scored 2.
That's going to bring the score to 4-0 here. 1 down in the bottom of the third. And that ball makes its way to the screen, so Curtis is going to advance to second base. And again, put a little pressure on the Brocton defense. Another runner in scoring position. 1 down here, bottom of the third. And there's a foul ball back toward out of play behind first base. Doc Dunawald's yard. So Dylan Michael is at the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dylan. Grounded out hard to third base in his first attempt with the vacuum cleaner third baseman they have over there. There's a called strike 2.
One ball, 2 strikes here for Dylan. He's got to protect now.
And that's going to be they hit him.
That just hit him.
Yep. So that's going to give Dylan the first base, courtesy of a hit by pitch. So now we got first and second with 1 down here, and that's going to bring up Blake Kopta. Blake struck out in the first inning swinging, but he had a really good at bat, or excuse me, second inning. So we'll see what he's got in store here. 2 runners on base, first and second for Blake, and a big swing and a miss for Blake, strike 1. He looked like he was going to try and park that one out on the track.
Blake has got a long swing, which can, if bat on the ball, will be nice. But it does has a long swing, a long
Takes a while to get that thing
takes
going.
a while to get that barrel around the strike zone.
He takes ball 1. That evens the count 1-1. CSP 4-0, bottom of the 3rd. Ball 2 to Blake. And there's a called strike on the upper half of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Blake Kopta.
Blake struck out his first at bat as you referenced earlier, Brian.
There's a hit down the third baseline. That's going to get away from the third baseman, and so Blake's going to get himself an infield hit here. That would have been a tough play, although we've seen him make some tough plays over at third, but couldn't come up with that one. So that's going to load the bases for the freshman Tate Catney's. Big spot here.
Yeah, and Tate got bad on the ball in the second inning.
Second inning, yep.
Grounded between short and second base. It's a big spot, as you mentioned, Brian.
And that's going to be a ball to the outside. Chases the catcher out of his stance. He does corral it because now we got pressure. Curtis Olson with some wheels at third base, so we'll see. Keep an eye on it, but the fence is really close here in Clymer. Doesn't give a lot of opportunity for a stolen base on a pass ball, but you never know. But what does happen once in a while is that thing will bounce out of play between the dugout and the fence. There's another ball 3. And all of a sudden what had been a pretty well-pitched game by the Brocton pitcher Gatto, he's gotten a little wild here the last couple pitches, and I don't know, we've taken him pretty deep in his pitch counts.
Yeah, that's right.
There's one down the middle. Tate was taken all the way on that one.
Yeah.
3 balls and 1 strike to Tate Catney's. 1 down here, bottom of the 3rd. Bases loaded. CSP up 4-0.
Yeah, Tate's going to have a green light here. You got to think he's going to see a strike. And
that
he
one's
doesn't.
going to be ball low. That's going to be a ball 4, and that's going to give Tate a base on balls and an RBI. And that's going to bring Curtis Olson home, courtesy of the walk to Tate, and everybody moves up a base. So that moves Dylan Michael to 3rd, Blake Kopta to 2nd, and Tate is on 1st, and the Brocton team has a little meeting of the minds on the mound, trying to figure out what they're going to do to try to slow this Wolfpack team down a little bit. They do stay, nope, they make the pitching change here, maybe, I don't know. They got 3 of them up there. Number 8 looks like he's got the ball, which he does. So that's going to be a pitching change. Gatto is going to make it through partway. He's going to make it through 8 batters, or 8 outs. And number 8 is going to be, I don't see him on here anywhere.
We're checking our roster, folks.
Whoop. They're sneaking one in on us. See if we can get you a name. Right now we'll go with 8. I'm sure his mother will appreciate that.
Yes. It
So
is
it's
top of the, or I'm sorry, the bottom of the 3rd here. CSP up 5-0. 1 out, and Brocton's making a pitching change. We encourage you. We've seen some feedback on Facebook and letting us know where you're listening or watching us from. I know we've got at least one individual watching us from Florida, and so welcome to those in the sunshine down in Florida. It's probably sunny and a hair warmer than it is here today.
Might be just a touch warmer. I think the people in Florida might have something to say if it was 55 and sunny down there at the end of April. So I was watching the Orioles and the Yankees the other night in Orioles ballpark, and they were talking about the balls not flying out of the park in Orioles ballpark like they have been in prior years. So the announcers were talking about, the weather in Baltimore, like everywhere else in the Northeast, is a little, chilly to start the year off, of course, and the wind coming off the bay right there. And then they said what Baltimore, what they're trying to do, which I guess many Major League Ball teams are trying to do, they put a humidor in underneath the basement. and they got all the baseballs, the whole 200 and some odd dozen of them down in a humidor underneath the stadium in Baltimore, temperature controlled. They bring them out just before game time. So they got all the right temperature and all the right moisture and all the right stuff to make it so that the ball flies consistently.
Huh.
So there, we're going to build a new ballpark.
Modern.
Let's get a humidor in there too.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they keep these baseballs in a humidor. Brian.
Yeah, I'm thinking. There's a ball hit hard to first base, and he looks to throw home, but not before we get a run across. So it was a hard hit ball by Austin White, and he's going to get himself an RBI. And that's going to score Dylan Michael from third, and that's going to be the second out of the inning, as that's the 5th run of the inning, and everybody else moves up moves up a base. So that moves Blake Copta over to third, and Tate Catney's on second. First base is open for a hard hit ball from Bryce Hinsdale back to the pitcher, and he's going to throw the ball over to first base, and that's going to end the inning for the Wolfpack. But not before some damage was done there. That was a good inning. We brought 10 batters to the plate. We scored 5 runs, left 2 on base. But that's a little more like it.
Yeah, much better inning. We finally got the bats going, and maintained our aggressiveness on the base pads, and allows us to, as we head into the top of the 4th, allows us to have a 6-run lead.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and on and off diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support. Funding for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by First Place Auto Glass of Jamestown. Owner Glass Tech, Robert Leonard from Panama, installs automotive glass and works with all major insurance companies. We thank First Place Auto Glass, 716-450-0847, or on Facebook. So watching the draft last night, Kyle, and I was on vacation a couple weeks ago, and I had a Bills shirt on, and sure enough, a Patriots fan came up and wanted to talk. And I was like, oh, boy, what's this all going to be? And he come up and thanked us for a nice season. I say us, but, I had no part of it. Other than I'm just wearing the Bills shirt. And so we start shooting the breeze a little bit, and he was telling me about this book called The Dynasty that he just had purchased and was actually reading while he was on vacation. And he says it's about the history of basically Robert Kraft from the time that he was growing up and what he did to earn his money to buying the Patriots and then ultimately getting through the Dynasty years. And he said, Patriots fan or not, you should buy it and read it. So I did.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh.
Pretty good?
It's excellent.
Huh.
If you like the business side of the NFL and all the backroom negotiating and things that go on behind the scenes that don't get talked about, I'm into the 4th chapter, and it's excellent.
Huh. Okay, good to know.
I'm not a reader. I got it on book on tape or on the audio books, so I listen to it. And it's excellent. So I'm by no stretch.
Check that out. I'm not a New England fan or a Belichick fan, but
nope.
Or a Kraft fan, but
nope.
Maybe
me neither.
Maybe worth listening.
It was interesting listen so far. So
new pitcher here in the top of the 4th, Bryce Hinsdale. 4 innings, 4 different pitchers for CSP. That seems to be the pattern that we're going to go with today, which we mentioned earlier is probably due to the fact we've not had a game this week other than the rain-shortened game on Monday.
We've only played, 3 games in 2 weeks, I think. 2 games last week and 1 this week, and they were a Friday-Saturday deal last week, so and then break before that. So it's just been a struggle. There's a good pitch on the outside corner called strike.
What we're looking for from Bryce today is to kind of get back into his groove. He pitched really well on the first game of the year against Southwestern, really struggled his last outing against Gowanda. Had trouble finding the strike zone. You will watch if Bryce misses the strike zone, he's going to miss high and outside to a right-handed batter, and so we'll continue to monitor how he does in what presumably is his 1 inning.
So he's got the count full to the batter Laredo here, and Ryan Laredo, 3rd batter of their lineup, 1st batter of this inning, and that's going to be a walk. but he did work the count full there. So coming in, it is a little chilly. I know the kids are playing, but it doesn't change the fact that it's 55 and probably less than that now and windy. So that's going to bring up a cleanup batter, Caden Emke for Brocton. And ball outside for Bryce. Micah makes the throw down to the new first baseman, Blake Cope, at first, trying to catch the runner asleep, but he smartly gets back. So that's 1 ball, no strikes to the batter, Emke. And now we got a throw over to first base. Gets away from Blake Cope over to the fence. And that's going to put the runner in scoring position.
So again, we're not, Bryce is not worrying about the batter. He's worrying about the runner, which is the last thing that you want to do. And so now he's created a situation where base hit scores a run. So
top of the 4th inning here, and that one gets away from Micah on a pitch down the middle, but was called a ball, but that was not far off the plate. So that's going to be 2 balls, no strikes to the cleanup hitter, Caden Emke, and that's going to move. Brocton runner did not advance on that one. Oh, there's a ball that looks pretty good from here, but home plate umpire says nope, a little inside. 3 balls, no strikes to the cleanup hitter. Yeah. CSP 6, Brocton 0, top half of the 4th inning. 1 on, no out. And there's ball 4 to the inside.
Yeah, he wasn't getting the that corner pitch on the outside, so he almost forced his. It's like a golfer. If you overcorrect a little bit and ball came inside, so he's got himself into a little bit of a trouble here.
Little ball outside and low there. Bryce needs to slow it down just a little bit, settle in here. A lot of defense behind him. And this is the number 5 batter, Christian Garcia, who grounded out to first base the 1st inning. And now he pops it up. That should be a pretty easy play for Bryce. And it is. As he puts his big glove around that, that's going to be 1 down as a fly out to the pitcher. Brocton batters remain at first and second base. This should bring up the catcher, 8th grader Ray Santiago. Called strike, good pitch. 1 down, 1 out. Runners on first and second. CSP 6, Brocton 0, top half of the 4th inning. Micah does a nice job blocking that one, keeping it in front of him.
Yeah, good block by Micah there to keep the runners at first and second.
1 ball, 1 strike to the catcher, Ray Santiago. 8th grader. Little ball on the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Bryce just needs to throw strikes here.
A good block by Micah.
The other place he misses when he's off is he will miss low, and that's 3 straight balls in the dirt. Has a tendency to his arm will not come through. Ideally, he comes through and reaches down and ties his other shoe. That's
a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, and he's got himself into a little bit of a jam here.
Yeah, just needs to settle down a little bit. He's quickened his pace up just a little bit in my eyes. He just needs to take a deep breath and settle in here a little bit. There's a called strike. It's going to be Michael Garcia at the plate, the number 7 hitter for Brocton, coming up in a big spot here for his team. And there's a partial swing and a strike called. Quickly ahead 0-2 to the batter.
Yeah, no bases loaded, so no place to put the batter. And if you're Brocton here, you want to make contact, get the ball in play, and
swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's quickly, not quickly, that's going to be the second out of the inning. Bases remain full of Brocton Bulldogs. This is going to bring the number 8 batter, Grant Gustafson, to the plate. That's going to sail a little high on Bryce. 1 ball, no strikes.
A little bit different, from a defensive standpoint. What you want to do, you've got now 2 outs versus 1 out. Base balls in play, going to the easiest.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Easiest base.
Now he's settling in a little bit. He's got his arm and his legs matched up now a little bit. That one batter was not looking real great, but he's got himself straightened out here. And that one's hit kind of toward Trent, and that's going to fall Trent, the 4-3 single put out, and that's going to put an end to the Brocton rally. Bryce did a nice job of working out of that. Man, bases loaded with 1 out, and we didn't allow a run. So on 2 walks to lead off 2 batters, and then 3 walks in total in the inning, we get away unscathed. So all in all, we'll take that.
Yep, that could have gone badly, and it didn't. And credit to Bryce, credit to defense behind him, and CSP takes their 6-run lead to the bottom of the 4th.
6-run lead is intact. I had some doubts there. Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play is provided in part by Damon Energy. Since 2019, Damon Energy has been serving southwestern New York and northwestern PA with energy solutions for your residential and business needs. The Power Perks Rewards program, as well as the Free Energy program, are available for both electricity and natural gas. More info at damonenergy.com or phone Craig at 716-490-7694. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Damon Energy. Funding for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by First Place Auto Glass of Jamestown. Owner Glass Tech Robert Leonard from Panama installs automotive glass and works with all major insurance companies. We thank First Place Auto Glass, 716-450-0847, or on Facebook.
Speaking of our Buffalo Bills, Brian, the draft is taking place, one of the premier events in the NFL calendar. Took place first round last night. I believe rounds 2 and 3 are tonight, and 4 through 7 are tomorrow. Buffalo moves up 2 spots from 25 to 23 and takes a much needed position at cornerback. Elam from Florida, young kid that about 6'1", I think 6'1", 190, runs about a 4.3, 940. So sounds.
Well, they were comparing him to Levi Wallace, and Levi Wallace a little smaller, but a lot slower.
Yeah,
Levi's 4.6 guy.
Yeah, Levi had he had a lot of great instincts, and he was he knew
undrafted
what to do around the ball, but he wasn't blessed with
our speed.
With our speed is right.
But that draft, I'll tell you,
4.39 too, but it's only about 15 yards.
Yeah. That draft we were talking about today at work has taken on a life of its own. That thing is just morphed. It's since they moved it out of New York City.
It used to be Radio City Music Hall, I believe, and now that they've visited or they're going around to different cities, and of course, Vegas is. Lights. It's everything's bigger in Vegas. So.
First pitch high to Gabe Roth. Second pitch inside hit him. That's going to put Gabe on base. But I remember one of the first years they moved that out of New York City. They happened to be a West Virginia receiver coming out, Kevin White, that was drafted by the Bears, which is where the draft was. And when they announced his name and he come walking out through there, it was like he struck the jackpot. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So this brings Micah up. Gabe Roth at first and throw over to first base. Gabe safely back. Gabe does have wheels, and
Gabe was taking.
He had a pretty healthy lead. Yeah,
sizable lead over here, and those watching on Facebook Live, you can get a great
good angle
view of it, and you'll be able to see Gabe take off here shortly. And there he goes.
And there's another one to the fence, and Gabe's going to be up safely into second base on a stand-up on a ball that went to the backstop. So that's going to be 1 ball, no strikes to Micah, and that's going to put a runner in scoring position. Gabe moves over to second on the wild pitch.
Micah with a walk and a strikeout here. I'd like to see Micah get bad on the ball and get a base hit here.
Brocton pitcher looks in for the sign. Everybody stands up. We got called time. Not sure what the holdup is. I guess Micah had some dirt in his eye or something. There's a ball high. 2 balls, no strikes. And there's a foul off the catcher's helmet, I believe.
Yeah, the pitcher's got a nice motion.
Yeah.
Rather compact kid, and ball gets to the plate pretty quickly.
Yep. Good-looking pitcher. Wished I had a name for him. Number 8.
Number 8.
Ball outside. 3-1 to Micah.
In fact, we may even be calling him the wrong name by saying 8, Brian. I actually think his number's 9.
That might change things. That's Ryan Laredo.
Oh, well.
There you go.
We had it all along, folks.
Micah launches one onto the tennis courts over here at the Wolfpack Stadium. Just needs to straighten that out a little bit. He got a lot of lumber on that.
Almost needed to see if Ken and Rose Sullivan were home to get that.
Yeah, open the window up over there, Ken. There's one coming at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
That came right into
That
everyone's.
should be right in everybody's living room there.
Yes, it was. Finally get this new iPad. We don't want to.
Break it on the first night. So that's going to be a full count still to Micah. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gabe Ross stands over at second base. Micah's been pulling the heck out of it here. He just needs to straighten it out a little bit. And a foul straight back.
Micah's way ahead of it.
Yeah, he was way ahead of that one.
Lucky he fouled that one back. He's really, his weight's almost on his front foot when he's making when he's yet to make contact with the ball. So.
Breaking ball. Ball 4.
Good at bat for Micah there.
Yep. Earned his base on balls, but not till after he hit a couple hard ones. Just pulled them both foul. So, like you said, good at bat. We'll take that. So quickly in the bottom of the 4th here, 2 runners on base for the Wolfpack. No outs. Wolfpack up 6-0 over Brocton here, and that's going to bring up Trent Bergenowski with runners at first and second. And that ball goes to the fence. And Gabe is over to third quickly, and Micah walks over to second. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position with 1 ball, no outs to Trent. Probably heard that thud. That thing did hit the wood back there again.
It did hit that wood that's at the base of the
2x8 at the base of the backstop.
And again, Brian, we talked about a lot of pressure to put on an 8th grader behind the plate, and he's done a great job today.
He really has.
And
you'd never guess he was an 8th grader.
No.
2 balls, no strikes to Trent. I still say that's an 8, but you're right, it's a 9. As Trent digs one out of the 9-iron variety over to Doc Dunewald's yard here off the first base line. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Need to pull another ball out of the humidor.
Yes. Same place you put the stogies for the after game. I'd love to see the statistics on the humidor effect. I was telling somebody else today when we were talking about this, I watched some documentary a couple of years ago on the Major League Baseballs and the process they go through. There's a hard hit ball in center left center that's going to get everybody running. Trent is going to be around second base, and it's going to be a race to see if he's going to take it to third. He's going to get up there with a stand-up triple. Trent Bergenowski going to score 2 runs in the process on a very well-hit ball for Trent.
Yeah, that ball was only a handful of feet from going over the fence.
You know,
right?
That wind, you can hear it in the microphone, is right at us and right out of the north, and that's where he hit that thing. I got a feeling if the wind was either doing nothing or coming out of the south, that would have been over. So that's going to make the score 8-0 on the Trent Bergenowski stand-up triple, the double 2 RPIs, and down the third baseline this one goes. And that's going to be out at first, and Trent's going to smartly make his way to home, and that's going to score. So that's going to be a Curtis Olson RBI on an infield hit. The Curtis is going to get out, but he's going to get an RBI.
Yeah, nice play by really nice play by both kids. The third baseman made a nice play, threw it over to get Curtis out. At the same time, Trent did a nice job of base running. As soon as that third baseman committed to throwing the ball to first, he took off for home plate.
Yep, timed it just perfectly. So that's going to make the score 9-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that's going to bring Dylan Michael to the plate. And that's going to be ball 1.
Nine nothing CSP here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out with Dylan Michael at the plate.
Ball 2, same spot.
Dylan grounded out in the 2nd inning, was hit by a pitch, and scored in the 3rd inning.
And there's a hard hit ball to right center field that's going to drop in there for a single for Dylan. And actually, he's going to try and leg out a double. He's motoring around, and he's going to be in there, I think. He is. On a hustle play by Dylan Michael. And on a nice hit and a really nice hustle play.
Yeah, great job by Dylan.
I wasn't watching Coach White at first if he gave him the green light or he had the stop sign up. But anyway, Dylan was going.
Yeah, about midway there, I was pretty sure Dylan was going to get thrown out.
But
really nice hustle play there. And got an RBI out.
And got
no, he didn't.
Bases were empty.
No, he didn't.
Got himself a double to short right field. So that's going to bring up Blake Kopta in the number 8 position, and he's going to take ball 1. And that's going to be low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Blake Kopta. Dylan Michael on second base, courtesy of a double, a legged out double. And just a good hustle play. And it's going to be called strike.
Blake struck out in the 2nd inning. I believe he reached base.
Reached on a single in the third. Yep. And he's got a good swing going. It's going to go down the third baseline. It's going to be questionable if it's going to be in play. Third baseman tried to make a nice play on it. Almost had it, but it's going to fall foul.
Yeah, nice effort by the third baseman. He kind of overran it and had to come back. And there is a little bit of a mound over there. He had to kind of get himself up the hill. And
tell you what, that third baseman can play in my team anytime he wants.
Yeah, he's a good player.
There's a called strike 3 for Blake. Right on the inside corner. But once again, he worked that pitch count pretty deep. That's going to bring up Tate Catney's number 9 hitter. Tate, freshman. A single and a walk his first 2 times up. Base is empty here. 2 down, bottom of the 4th. CSP up 9-0 over the Brocton Bulldogs. And that's going to be first pitch, ball 1.
We do have Dylan Michael on second.
We do. Jeez, yeah. Sorry.
From his
hustle play on, yeah. Took a single and turned it into a double.
which means if they can get a hit here, probably
an RBI.
Scores another run.
If he gets the same mojo he had going around first to second as he'd have third going to home, I think we'd have it. Strike. Called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Tate. That wind would die down about 10 miles an hour. It'd be pretty comfortable out here.
Yeah. But
here we are. It's
chilly.
Not wet, and it's not white.
No, that's right. Which is what we had most of the week.
Brocton coach, I'm assuming pitch count here, making a pitching change here. 2 down.
2 down, 2 strikes. I think it's 2 and 2 and 2, Brian.
2 and 2, and he's going to his utility third baseman here. That's going to bring. That's going to be Gustafson coming in.
Grant Gustafson.
That's our third baseman we like so much. We'll see what kind of stuff he's got on the mound. I don't know. I'd be a little leery of moving him around too much. He's pretty good at third.
Yeah. Looks like a young kid, Brian. But has a nice pitching motion, and I think we've got.
He's a 10th grader.
10th grader. Man,
they are peppered with 9th and 10th graders. 1, 2, 3, 4 9th graders. 1, 2, 3 8th graders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10th graders, 11th grader, and 2 12th graders. So that's the Brocton lineup.
Yeah, and I've got to believe that was.
It's got to be pitch count. They might be playing tomorrow. I really don't know. It would not shock me at all.
CSP should probably be playing tomorrow.
Yeah, if we could find somebody to play. Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and on- and off-road diesel fuels are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support. So yeah, we see that happen time and time again, especially now that the season is going to be compressed due to weather. Pitch count becomes almost as big a part as the other strategy.
Yeah,
it's the defensive strategy, the managing your way through your pitchers.
Yep, that's right. It's really too bad Monday night got rained out, Brian. It was. That would
have been a fun game.
Would have been a fun game. You had your two ace pitchers, Fenton for Trent.
For Maple Grove.
Fenton for it's Tucker, I think, right?
Tucker Fenton.
Tucker Fenton
yep.
From Maple Grove, and Gabe for CSP. So ace against ace, and two really good teams, 2 good hitting teams. Would have been a fun game, but we'll see them again a couple more times.
And there's a hit down to the third base side, and that's going to be bobbled by the new third baseman, who's the old pitcher, and that's going to let Tate reach and advance the runner over to third base. So Dylan goes over to third, Tate's on first, and that's going to bring Austin White back up. 2 down here, bottom of the 4th inning, CSP 9, Brocton 0, 2 on, 2 out, first and third.
And again, Tate didn't hit it hard, but he made contact and he put pressure. Put pressure on the defense to make a play.
There's strike 1 called, and Tate playing a little games with the catcher, trying to get him to throw to second. So if we could see if we could get Dylan in from third, but didn't have anything to do with that. So.
So Austin at bat here, flied out to left field his first at bat, and then next 2 at bats is grounded out to the first baseman. So we've got Austin what appears to be corrected on the mound. Let's see if we can get him a hit here.
Yep. 1-1 to Austin. There's a curveball. Promptly he hits right off his own shin, I think. That one hurts. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Base hit here for Austin and will more than likely score 2 for CSP.
Yeah, Tate's once again got good wheels on second. It won't take much to get him home. Just need to hit to the outfield. Should do it. And there's high and tight to Austin. 2-2. To what was the pitcher? I'm assuming. I don't know. We're moving players all around here, so it's hard to know what we're going to come up with in the 5th inning.
Well, based on...
There's a hit to the outfield between right, center, and right. Can't see it because of the sunshine, and so that's going to fall in there. And that, like we said, should score 2, and it does. And Austin's into second base on a hustle play. Give an RBI to the sunshine on that one.
Yeah, that was... you could tell as soon as that ball was hit, Brian, that right fielder had a little trouble finding the ball.
That's tough. I heard them say, actually, when they were out there. He said, I remember this place from Babe Ruth. You can't see. And he's right. So that scores 2. That's going to bring the score up to 11-0. And we got a ball hit to left field, shallow left field. And that's going to be in there. And they're going to try and throw out at home. And that's going to score Austin from second base. And that's going to give Bryce smartly goes over to second base on probably what would have been a single. But that's going to be Bryce on second base. So we got, again, a runner in scoring position.
Single for Bryce, and then I think the official way to score that is a fielder's choice, I think.
Yeah, because the
second.
The left fielder threw it to home rather than to second. And there's Gabe. He's got a deep fly ball to right field that's going to get over the right fielder's head, and that's going to score Bryce, and it's going to give Gabe a stand-up double.
Yeah, this is a get-right moment for CSP bats for sure.
Yes. And Gabe was our 10th batter of the inning. That's going to bring up Micah here. Number 11th batter. Score 13-0 now. CSP over Brocton. And we'll see what Micah can do. Gabe on second base. And Micah with a little dribbler over top of the second baseman that's going to fall in for a single. And that's going to score Gabe from his second base position, maybe, and it does. And then Micah actually is going to make his way over to third. And now Micah is going to score because the third baseman dropped the ball. So he's actually going to score from first base. As Brocton got a little sloppy there.
Little sloppy for Brocton. The last thing you want to do is start throwing the ball around the infield, and that's what they did there a little bit.
Yep. So Micah had a hit over the second baseman. They threw it. They tried to throw it to home. They juggled it. Micah went to second, and then on the throw from the catcher to third, he advances to home. So I'm not sure how you score that, but that's what happened.
Ultimately, Brian, 15-0 here. CSP in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's right, bottom of the fourth. My score sheet now is in the 5th, though. This is the 12th batter the 12th batter of the inning.
And it is a little bit of a, these have. Not all of these balls have been hard hit.
Nope.
They're just they've got some. We're
finding the green grass.
Seeing nice singles here, and but
that's what it takes.
We're getting bad on the ball, which is what we want to do.
I'm thinking our third baseman here, Gustafson's wanting to go back to third.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Brian.
He does very well. Or I'm sure he's a good pitcher too. He just kind of caught the brunt of the CSP heart of the order here.
Yeah.
Trent with a big swing. It's going to get fouled back. That's going to, I believe, bring the count to 3 balls and 1 strike to Trent.
And I think based on what I saw in the bullpen, Brian, I think we're gonna see
hard hit ball to the shortstop that bobbles it just a little bit. That one was a hard hit ball, and the shortstop good to knock it down. Trent's going to be in with an infield single.
But I think we'll see in the top of the fifth. I think we're going to see Trent on the mound, and
due to pitch count the other day in Gowanda, Bryce was pitching and it got to 35 pitches must be, and or excuse me, 65, and so one more pitch. He had 2 out, 2 strikes, 2 balls on the batter in the bottom of the 7th inning, and called for the pitching change. So Trent had 1 pitch.
1 pitch.
Yeah.
It's efficient. That's efficiency.
That's efficiency, right? Warmed up for 5 pitches, threw 1 pitch, and that was the end of it. And there's a hard hit ball to center field. Center field is camping under it, and he's got that one put away for the 3rd out. And that was a good hit by Curtis Olson to pretty much straightaway center field. Center fielder camps underneath it, but that's going to bring an end to the CSP rally. But not before we push across 9 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning, so that's going to bring the score to 15-0, CSP over Brocton. And that's going to bring us to the top of the 5th. And if your eyeballs are correct and we get Trent, should he get the side out here, that would be, I think, the end of it.
Yeah, it would send CSP to 5-0, I think. Is
Yeah,
that right?
I think that's right. This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in
4-0.
part by Arlene's Dutch Kitchen Restaurant and Becky's Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. Arlene's offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Becky's Bakery features Amish-style baked goods. 716-234-4002 or Arlene's Dutch Kitchen on Facebook. Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane sports stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 1-800-295-4282 or online at tripleemfg.com. This broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane sports stream is brought to you in part by Custom Shipping Products located at 8661 Knowlton Road in Clymer. Custom Shipping Products is a provider of custom new and reconditioned pallets, crates, and boxes for shipping, warehousing, and packaging applications. Phone 716-355-4437.
I want to thank all of our sponsors, especially Lictus Oil and Propane, for being our prime sponsor for CSP Baseball. And want to...
Yeah, it goes without saying. This is kind of a new venture here as far as, the 98.9 sports stream and, local ownership of a local station with Facebook and the radio station, and to drum up sponsors and get the support of the community. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, we appreciate Channel 98.9 and their ownership and Brian Silvis for putting all this together and allowing Brian and I to talk baseball with you for a couple hours every
once a week.
Once a week.
It's like the game of the week. So we are into the top of the 5th inning, and you're correct. We have made the pitching change. Trent Bergenowski is now out on the mound, and he quickly throws 1 strike, 1 ball to the number 9 batter, McIntyre from Brocton, who struck out in his first plate appearance in the 3rd inning. And a foul ball. That's going to put Trent up 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And what you're seeing, I think the benefit of what you're seeing today, Brian, is you've got 5 innings, 5 different CSP pitchers, all been very consistent outside of Bryce wanting to be a little erratic, have been pretty good, and I think that bodes well for as we get into the heart of the season here. Bryce might have had a little bit of a hiccup, but man, the flip side of that is he worked himself out of it. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, and that one we got hit by pitch, and that's going to put the Austin McIntyre aboard. And yeah, he got hit in the leg. He's a little tender. Hate to see that.
Yeah, just a little whip it too. A very big kid.
No. I had that as McIntyre. Did they switch something? They did. That's Gatto, the other Gatto. So I think McIntyre got subbed out for Gatto. Gatto's 24.
No, this is Aiden Gatto at bat now.
There's two Gattos, 24 and 4. So can't see the number of the.
This does not look like number 4.
No, this is not the number 4. I think this is a substitute for number 4. I can't see the number. I'm kind of looking through the fence.
It's like trying to broadcast CSP football games when they're wearing their slate jerseys with green numbers.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
Barely see them.
That one's to the fence. That's going to allow
number 24.
Number 24, the young Gatto, over to second base on the wild pitch. And Trent's quickly behind on this batter. 2 balls, no strikes. Trent just needs to settle in here. Like I said, Trent hasn't had a whole lot of mound appearances this year. There's a hit back to Trent. He looks back. They got the lead runner in a little bit of a pickle. And throw is a little high over to Curtis Olson, and he promptly jumps up and applies the tag. So fielder's choice, number 22, is going to reach. But actually Trent made the smart play there and got the lead runner off the base paths.
Yeah, good play by Trent. Hard hit back to him. He turned. The base runner on second base was a little bit no man's land,
yep.
and as a pitcher there, what you want to do is you want to run towards the batter, run towards the base runner, which is what Trent did. Forced him to make a decision, and had a nice play there.
Yep. Trent, not a normal pitcher. He's a infield guy, usually second base or short, second typically. So, but he's got a heck of a nice arm on him. So
yeah, he's just a really good athlete. And
yeah, that goes without saying.
Typically, really good athletes you can put pretty much anywhere on the field.
Trent's behind a little bit here. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Trent, all-star in football, all-state in wrestling, and really good baseball player here. Called strike. That one was, I thought I saw dust fly. That might have been Micah's glove. But anyway, 2-2 to the batter. 1 down here, top of the 5th, 15-0, CSP up over the Brocton Bulldogs on a really pretty nice afternoon. There's one down the third baseline. And we got the second base lead runner. Curtis was a little high on the throw, but who is that? Who's that second right at the moment?
That's
is that,
Austin.
Caden? Or is it Austin?
Austin White.
Austin
yep,
White.
Austin White. A little bit of a high throw off the bag.
Yep.
Austin did a good job of his first responsibility, which was to catch the ball. And
that's 2 down now. And now long throw across the mound. And what a throw by Gabe Roth. Deep in the hole, and they get the runner at first base. And that's going to do it here, folks. Gabe Roth with the cannon. We talked about a long throw from short. That thing was moving. You don't see a whole lot of that in high school. I hope that made it onto the Facebook, because that thing was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I think it may have, Brian. And, you know what? If Gabe wants to play back there as far as he wants,
let him go.
Let him go.
Yep, put him back and stretch out the left field. Close enough.
Yep. Gabe's got a rocket, and I would have told you two or 3 years ago, Gabe had a rocket then, but very inconsistent. And we would he'd get on the mound, and you really had no idea where the ball was going, and he just has worked his tail off and played a lot of baseball, and as a result, now he's got that same speed, but he's extremely accurate.
Yeah, yep. And that's just a product, like you said, of a lot of hard work. He's played a lot of baseball over the years, and he plays a lot of summer ball. And just a good kid, and really enjoy being around Gabe. Gotten to know him a little bit over here in the last couple of years. So it's always good to see that. You like nice things happening to nice kids.
Yep,
so,
and he's a junior, so he gets another year with CSP and be able to continue to strengthen his skills.
So that's going to put a W in the win column here for the CSP Wolfpack. I believe takes us to 5-0, and that's going to bring us to a close for today. But a little precursor for next week. We got Frewsburg on the docket at Frewsburg on Monday. That's scheduled for a 5 o'clock start, as far as I know, unless something changes. But that's going to be next up. Frewsburg, I think, is a little bit on the younger side this year, but again, they've They play a lot of baseball down in
yeah,
Frewsburg.
they've always had a good program.
Yep.
I do think they are young, Brian, but they will be they'll be good, and they'll be a challenge. And then we have also got, so next week we've got Monday night. I should probably look at my phone, but Monday night is Frewsburg.
Monday at Frewsburg, Chautauqua Lake at Chautauqua Lake on Tuesday. Thursday is Cassadaga Valley in Sherman, and then Saturday Pine Valley. I don't have a field for that one yet, but it's going to be.
I think that's going to be because we were at Gowanda for Pine Valley.
I think it's coming down here, one of the two.
Here.
And I had Sherman on that one, but I don't know if that's really. I don't know. It depends on field condition.
I think we're in
probably
Cassadaga Valley.
Yeah.
So, but
stay tuned. Most of the time, these games are going to start at 5 o'clock, but we're scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday this coming week. Big win, good way to end the week here. Kind of a weather week, unfortunately, but Mother Nature wins again. But I think we're getting to the end of that now. Next week, the temperature is supposed to be in the mid to high 60s, and kind of a chance of rain here and there. Nothing real crazy. So
yeah, and I would encourage you. I mean, always be checking Facebook pages of both Clymer. I know at least Clymer and Panama put information on their Facebook page, because these games are moving around.
They're a little volatile. Yeah.
So.
But that's going to do it from here. A big CSP Wolfpack victory. Went through 5 pitchers and 5 innings. I think Coach Marino and the rest of the coaching staff would, be really happy with that. Like you said, everybody got a little bit of work. We got the bats going a little bit, especially in that 4th inning, and just a good victory all the way around. So score ends at 15-0 CSP over the Brocton Bulldogs, and that's going to do it from Clymer. And hope everybody has a nice weekend, and we'll see you on Monday night in Frewsburg.